Hi everyone, welcome back to another hair video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I achieve my butterfly layers or medium length layers. So to get started, you'll need 5 to 6 clips, a few combs, and then you'll need a pair of cutting shears. Now we're going to begin sectioning off the hair into 3 different sections. The first section will start 1 inch above the highest point of the ear. The second is going to be for the crown, and the third section parting from ear to ear for the top portion of the head. Once you're done sectioning off your hair, you want to begin parting the bottom section into 3 equal parts. Then we're going to use our clips to keep us organized as we're working with our first cutting guide, which is the middle section we have left as you see here. Okay, so the first cut you're going to make is always going to be 0 degree. You have to determine what you want your length to be, but no matter what, that first cut is always going to be at 0. That's where your initial length is going to be, which is basically your base length. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the technical terms, 0 degrees basically just means there's no elevation. So you're going to keep your hand as straight as possible, and you want to keep it to your skin or like to your back. So there's no elevation, and the only time you can elevate your hands at all is when you've already predetermined, like you see here, I already know exactly where I want to make the cut. And so that's when you can move your hands around so that you can comfortably make your first cut. So you're going to use this technique for all 3 sections in the back of the head. Go ahead, make adjustments if you need to, but just know that this is the base, and this is where like when we move up to the next section, that's where the layers are going to sit. So we'll use this first section as the guide, but when we move on to the middle section, that's kind of the area where your layers will start to form. Now, to wrap this up, we're going to take the bottom section of hair into a 45-degree angle and then cut off the excess to slowly transition into our layers. Moving into the crown area, we're going to take about 3/4 of this section, securing the remainder away, and we're going to continue elevating the hair using a piece from our bottom cutting guide at 90 degrees, forming a right angle, pulling straight out from the scalp. If you're having a hard time with understanding the terminology, just watch the placement of my hand, also the direction where I'm pulling from the scalp, and that should help you figure out what you should be doing. And once you release your hair, it should look just like this, like it's going in a staircase motion. Yep, so now you can see all the hair is falling down from the bottom from our previous guide, and we're just going to continue cutting that in a 90-degree angle, straight up and down. As you can see, it's forming that right angle. We're going to take all 3 sections and do the same thing. And once you're done making the cut for the middle section, don't forget to cross-check by parting horizontally. Since we're cutting vertically, you want to make sure that you're checking every section that you do. This is going to ensure that your cut is even. So as you can see, I'm checking it, and there's just a tiny little bit that I need to cut off. That means that my cut is even in that section. So now we can move forward with the top part. Very quickly, I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like from the back, and as you can see, it's a nice gradual elevation happening there. That means that we did the cut correctly. So it should be nice and gradual. There should be nothing choppy. Alright, so what you're going to do now is release that very last section from the crown. We're going to elevate 135 degrees, and then it should only be a little bit that you have to cut off at this point just to finalize the back, but everything should be nice and seamless. And the parts that are on the side, as you can see, I'm pulling it towards the center of the head. You don't want to pull it directly out from the scalp on the sides. You want everything to be pull it towards the center. All right, you guys, so this is really the home stretch. We're just checking our hair right now, but once you get up to this point, it gets a lot easier. Now you have to figure out how much layering do you want in the top of your head, and you can figure out like the face framing and all that. But for me, I didn't want too much layers going on or too much face framing. I still wanted to keep the top part of my hair somewhat leveled with the midsection of the hair. And with that being said, I'm going to part at the top arch of the eyebrow, and I'm just going to pull that all the way down, meeting the back bottom of the hair at a 0 degree. So the sides should be exactly even with the back of the hair at 0 degrees. It should all be the same length, just as if you were cutting a blunt cut. That bottom piece should be the same length at first, and then now what you're seeing me do is pull my hair out at a 90-degree angle, and then I'm just getting rid of the excess that you see here on the bottom. I pulled a piece from the back of the head to act as a guide, and then I pulled it over into the side of the hair we're cutting right now, doing a little bit of slide cutting towards the top just to make sure that I got that angle correctly. And then I'm dragging that whole section and a piece. So basically you're always going to take a piece of guide from each section that you need to match up the top part to. So I'm taking it from a piece from the back, a piece from the crown. I pulled everything up to the top, as you can see here. I'm taking a piece from the crown and I'm pulling it all the way up to match the front part of the hair, because I want to make sure that that whole section is going to be nice and seamless. So you see that little piece of extra hair, and I gave you different angles of it. That's where you're going to make the cut for the top, and then this should help the hair to fall nicely into those beautiful butterfly layers that we're going for today. And then of course we're going to be cross-checking the section just to make sure everything is nice and seamless, but get as much of it as you can. And again, we're cross-checking. We're taking the sides, pulling everything up to the center, and then we're making that cut. Ladies, if you made it this far in the video, I hope you are enjoying it, and make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Show me some love, ask the questions in the comment section. Let me know what it is you want to see next. But yes, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I do appreciate all the support. At this point, if you wanted to do a little bit more face framing or cut some deeper layers, you can certainly do that. But I'm going to leave mine right here. I didn't really want to have my layers too short, because the top part of my hair is actually the longest, and I just didn't want my hair to be too short. But I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when I'm done. And this is the result, you guys. I really do like this haircut. It looks great, and the whole idea is to style my hair, to wear more curls, to just create more body instead of having such a flat haircut. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you on my next one.